Hello everyone out there, and welcome back to the movie where we are going to learn a little bit of new thing. We have already covered quite a bit in the swiping gesture, so let's see what we have got for this movie. And I'm going to run it on my simulator. The simulator is here. And if I swipe it, you can see that we have got two functionality that says tweet and the mail as well. So how did I did that? Now for that, let's just see what the code looks like, because if I'll be typing the code again, there are high chances I make an error and run it go. Yes, that's how we make app. We make errors and we solve them. So I have saved you a couple of minutes by writing the code. Now, first of all, I'll show you that I have written a couple of comments as well. So maybe you might be watching this movie and don't want to remember where the code or functionality is. So feel free to copy that onto your own application if your idea is that much big or you want to do it right away. So here is the code for custom sharing button. Starts here and it ends here this way. Okay, now let's talk about this. Now, in order to have the custom sharing function, first of all, let me tell you that life is easy in the iOS 9. In the previous days, in the iOS 7 or backward of that, we need to use the third-party application for adding these kinds of functionality. But things have changed quite a lot, and now we can have this functionality as an inbuilt. Now, first of all, what you are looking for. Now, whenever I say the function name, make sure that I'm not saying about this one. This looks pretty much almost the same in every way. If you're searching for, I'll show you a way how to search those functions. Now, look for the commit editing style. Now, here's the trick about the iOS that most people don't get. If I just write a table view and I'm searching for the commit editing style, so obviously I should be looking it for somewhere here, and notice there is no commit editing style. So where did that go? And if you keep looking, you won't be finding it, the commit editing style. What is the reason behind that? Let me just show you. If I just escape it, delete it. Now, since the function is already being used, that is why the Xcode is not suggesting it to you. If I remove that, and now I need a function that says commit editing style, I'll again type table view, and this time I can find this. You can see this appears magically out there. And if I hit enter, I don't need any code. Now, this is actually the editing style for customization, and we can have that. You don't need to put any code inside this function, but this needs to be there. So make sure that you always keep it out there. Now, the actual functionality or the actual magic goes from here to here. This is just a repetition. Don't worry about the too much of the big code. Now, the next function that you're looking for is edit action for row at index path, because we are now into the index of that path, or we can say I'm into the cell. Now I want to edit some functionality. So what I have changed here, that this functionality is automatically being driven by the Xcode. I am into here. So I'm defining a new functionality that says let's share action. And inside the table view row action, I want to edit the functionality. So I'm saying that style is normal, and again, you can simply just put a single bracket and it will suggest you the functionality. So style is dot normal. There is two style, the dot delete and dot couple of them. Let me just show you that. If I just put a dot, you can see there is a dot default and dot normal. So you can choose any of them. The default one is the red one that is being used already by us. So I'll select the normal. The title is the string which is being displayed when you swipe it. So make sure that you put it intelligently. Let's say it's a mail, and then we have got a tweet, a repetition. Now inside that, I have used an action which says UI table view row action. I want to use that action at NS index path. Quite an easy stuff, nothing much hard. We are just fulfilling the functional requirement right now. Now talking about how to introduce that swiping gesture and all those functionality, here goes. So let's say we are having the first activity item. Now here is the thing where actually you define your functionality, whether you might want to just open up the activity view controller, or you might want to tweet it directly, or maybe delete it, or whatever you wish to have. Now this functionality is almost similar to this one. Here we have checked a couple of things, whether it's a delete function or not. Here we are defining our own functionality. So what I'm saying is nothing much. I'm just opening a view controller, the activity view controller. And what does the activity view controller looks like? Let me just show you. Here is our thing. If I click on the mail, and here is our activity view controller, this one. So I can check out for more, mail it, tweet it. Right now, nothing is installed on my device. So, but you can do that. Certainly, this is the activity view controller. So there we got on to the line number 59. So this is the first activity item, is accessing the index of that. And after that, we are opening the activity view controller. And I have named it similar to that, activity view controller, but I have called up the class UI activity view controller. Now the activity items, you can have any of them, like the first activity, or maybe you want to have multiples like tweet or anything like that. You can put it out here. After that, we are just saying, hey, keep the animation, and I'm not putting any code like copy it automatically, or maybe post it to it, or maybe just add some functions to it. I'm not doing so. So I have kept it as a nil, and that's it. There is your functional code that actually goes out here. But I have said, yes, animation should be true. So it should be animated. Okay, so this is the functionality. And in case you want to have multiple more functionality, so what I have done here is I have copied from this line, that is line number 57, to here, and I have just copied it. But one thing is still left. We are not done yet. Don't think like that. So this is the core functionality, but this function actually needs a return type. You can see that. This should be your first guess that this needs something, and it needs UI table view row action. So it needs a return thing. So it needs to return whatever the objects that you have created. Now in this case, we have created more action and a share action, and that are of UI table view row action type. And that is the guess that yes, we need to return them. So you can see that UI table view row action and UI table view row action. So these two objects need to be returned. Coming on to the line number 74. And also these are just optional. Again, onto you. I'm changing the colors. One is the blue color, one is the black color, but there are tons of options. Like we can have the gray or the green colors, and whatever you wish to have, you can have that. Make sure that you return this data type out here separated by comma. So as many as you will return, only then the code will going to represent that. So that's a quite interesting one. Let's have one more look onto that. And if I just swipe it, notice tweet and mail are again out here. And just for the completion of purpose, what I'll do, I'll just copy this just to show you how the simple things are. And I'll make a comment. I'll say for FB share, and yes, I'm doing a very lame thing. I'm copying and pasting, and instead of more action, I'll say it FB action. That's it. And after that, I need to add one more line out here. Copying it again and pasting it out here. Instead of more action, I'll say FB action. That's it. Let's change the color as well. And I would like to have a color, let's say red color. Okay, that's good. And we need to return that as well. So I'll have the FB action. That's it. I have created one more button out there. Quite simple, quite easy. Running that around. And here we go. That the tweet. Of course, I forgot one thing. Let me just rectify that. Instead of tweet, that should be FB. That's the string which is working. But again, I can put my functionality here and still it would be saying tweet, but can go on to the FB as well. Again, this is the great idea out here. So FB, tweet and mail. And notice one important thing, that iOS is handling a lot of things for you, like the amount of space that is being taken by the FB and tweet is different, and that is automatically being done. Yes, we can control that, but that's a good idea to automatically let it control for you. So quite an interesting movie, and you have got one more piece of code. Always keep it safe so that when you are designing your application, you don't have to look it around. If you get it, good. If you haven't get it, just copy and paste it around and you will eventually get it. Once you have used it quite a number of times and look at the Stack Overflow, you will definitely understand that this is the simplest piece of code.